Hi friends, look at my hair. I love it. I mean, it's something that I never thought about. I didn't just like get my hair done. I got my scalp basically scraped, which I've never done in my life, and I have a lot of hair, as you guys know. Like, the weaves are made out of Indian hair, right? And so I got that hair and it feels the lightest it has ever felt in my life, and I didn't even realize about scalp care and all of that and why that's even a thing. And it's attached to your head, like it's part of your face and then your head, so of course it gets dry and all those things. So we have a very special guest that's going to be joining us later on Caroline and Rashi, because Caroline is off and she will be back on Monday. And I hate this because when she comes back, I'm going to be off. So it's just kind of like two ships passing. But we have some exciting news about Caroline. I hope we have the video. She's been at Pebble Beach. She got engaged, guys. Oh, her longtime boyfriend, Connor Shayesta, I think is how you say his last name. So we all know she's a big golfer, and this was this huge trip planned at Pebble Beach, and we are so happy for her. If you follow her on TikTok, you know that she kind of had an inkling that this was going to kind of sort of happen. We talked about her nail color before she left, her outfits, how she was going to do her hair, and everything turned out perfect. And this video was posted on her Instagram, also her TikTok. There's her fiance Connor, and my girl is getting married. Our girl is, and we can't wait to hear all the details and all about it. That rock is like, I think it's like 4 carats or something. Ridiculous. We can see it from all the way over here in Houston. We are so incredibly happy for her. And again, she will be, there's a moment she's laughing, and then there's like a, oh my gosh, it's so big. That's so, she didn't think the ring was going to be that big, I guess, but she deserves it. And we are so incredibly happy for her. Can't wait to hug you, Caroline. And be sure to comment on our Instagram page to let us know what you think about this whole proposal. It was awesome, right? And then also obviously giving your congratulations as well. All right, some other trending topics that we're going to talk about. A beauty pageant winner is actually breaking stereotypes in Argentina. She's 60 years old. You go, girlfriend. Alejandra Marissa Rodriguez has been crowned Miss Universe Buenos Aires. The lawyer and journalist says that she hopes her victory encourages others to do what they want, regardless of their age. Now, the pageant at the end of last year eliminated an age limit, which had been in place since 1958. I mean, we know that the Miss Universe pageant, I think it's like there's an age limit to that. I'm not sure what the new rules are, but Rodriguez will now compete nationally in the Miss Universe Argentina 2025 on May 25th. And I think this is such a great idea. I have friends who have been in the pageant world. Caroline, I forget what it was. I know that's bad. Don't tell her. But she was Miss Pennsylvania, I believe, or she was, anyway, something. But once you get older, especially I have a couple of friends that were in the pageant world and they're moms now. I think it's just so much more impactful when you have someone who is either a mom or a stepmom or just older in their life, where they're not 19 or 20, where they have all this time to work out and do all these things. Because, not trying to say that those people don't deserve anything like this, I think that other people should as well. If you're married and you're 55 and you can still walk the ramp, good for you. And I think that would be so impactful to so many other people. So good for Miss Universe Argentina. Well, I hope she wins that. 60 years old. What an inspiration there. Well, our next topic, new research is actually shedding light on how chronic stress could put young women at a higher risk for strokes. The study published in Neurology Journals found that even moderate stress can raise a woman's risk of stroke by 78%. Researchers didn't find the same link in men, though. They do believe it's because men are conditioned to downplay stress and just tough it out. And I thought this was a great study. Obviously, so many people are stressed for whatever reason, and there's so many studies that find that more people are stressed now for just issues going around in the world, everyday life. And I have to tell you that this morning I got this like massage on my neck and my head and my scalp. And when I talk about all of that, I'm sharing it with you because it was amazing, and it really does help relieve stress. And I know there's things that you can get like on Amazon and stuff for like a scalp massage, but you're doing it on yourself, but which is also beneficial. I've never even tried that. I guess I just totally neglect my scalp. But coming up after the break, we are going to talk to the owner of Modern Halo, and she has such a wonderful story because she's actually with a nursing background, and because of International Women's Month, and International Women's Day is actually tomorrow. If you're binge watching us, thank you. But today's March 7th, Friday, March 7th, tomorrow's March 8th, International Women's Day. So I can't wait to introduce you. Her sister's also in studio, but she's letting her little sister do all the talking, which is so nice of her. So we'll see her after the break. Okay, friends, I want you to look at my hair. It feels amazing. The scalp is scalping. I don't even know if that's a thing. You know, it's something that is so easily overlooked, and this really is trending when it comes to scalp and how you can take care of it. I know that for generations and generations, like my family, my grandmother would do like these coconut oil massages on our heads, and it was just like a thing. But now there's something specific in Houston that is geared towards your scalp, your hair, your neck, your shoulders, and not the face, right? Like sometimes you have, which is great, having facials and all those things, but this is called Modern Halo. That's the name of the business. And because it is International Women's Month and International Women's Day tomorrow, I wanted to highlight one specific business. And I wanted to tell you first about your scalp, okay? Because it's easy to overlook what you can't see, which is why so many of us just ignore it. It's an area of our bodies that generally is just out of our sight, right? Our scalp. But the lack of care can actually lead to the onset of conditions that will definitely demand your attention. So since the scalp is really just kind of an extension of your face, it too is susceptible to irritation, itchiness, and dryness. So I introduce you to three amazing women. They are all sisters. First of all, being sisters and being in business together, that's a feat in itself. And the lady on the far right of your screen, her name is Christina, and she is the youngest of the three. She is a nurse by trade, and she now helps with her two sisters, and they have two locations in Houston. And I was fortunate enough to go this morning and go and get a treatment done, and Christina was like, Rashi, you have to go before we talk, because I wanted her on ahead of time to let us all know about what it is with the scalp. So Christina, welcome!
Your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you. So does yours.
Thank
so does yours. Now what's awesome is she's also a mother, and it just turns out, we won't say where, but it just turns out that our children go to the same school, and we actually had already met each other. You know how I tell you I look homeless chic when I am not on TV, right? Like,
as I.
And so we were actually at a volunteer thing for our kids, and she didn't realize, and I didn't realize who the other person was. And it's not like we look, first of all, our number one job is being a mom, right? Yes. So like all the other titles kind of fall behind. And so when we're there volunteering, that's all we're talking about. But then I saw this, I was intrigued by it, and I actually had my mom go, and she had a phenomenal time. And I was like, what is this? And it's so unique here in Houston. I know that you all are trying to franchise and branch out, and I'm going to let you talk in just a second, but I just wanted to tell you.
I love it. Keep going.
This is what we did when we volunteered. I was talking to the class the whole time.
It was the best.
I was talking the whole time. It's just so unique and great. And I just want to say thank you for being such an inspiration, being a mom, and also being a nurse is hard, but now like you had that entrepreneurial spirit. So first of all, why did you want to do this with your sisters?
I know, scary, right?
Yes.
Honestly, it's the best. They each own their own businesses, and they have strengths and weaknesses, and I feel like you can be your true authentic self with your sisters, and I have had the best experience, and I love working with them every day.
Do you want to talk about their weaknesses? Just kidding. Just one of the sisters is here. She doesn't want to be on camera. Anyway.
That could be a weakness.
That could be a weakness. But tell me, what was your life like as a nurse? Because that's a hard job.
It's a hard job. Before I had kids, I worked in the hospital system, and then I jumped into home health, and then I decided to own and operate my own home health care company. And then right when we were starting Modern Halo, I decided to sell so I can pour more energy and not juggle too many businesses and motherhood. So that I loved it though.
And you, I mean, when she says motherhood, you all know I have a second grader. So she has a second grader and also a kindergartner. So we're talking like in the thick of it. We don't have, you know, kids that are adults right now, right? Taking care of themselves. So there's so many people that ask me, how do you do it all? What is your advice to other women?
You know, I feel like I try to incorporate the kids in my day-to-day as much as possible. So if it has to blend a little bit with work, then they get to come and they get to see the sites or pop up to Modern Halo with me. And I love to keep them with me. So we try to juggle it as much as we possibly can.
I think it's so very important. And now everything's on Instagram, and I wanted to show y'all's Instagram. I know you had a commercial that you just shot, and tell me a little bit about Modern Halo and why it's so unique.
So it's super unique because we service our clientele from men, women to children.
Even kids. I know, there's like the little halo, right?
Halo, yes. So we try to be all-inclusive with all different hair types. And we incorporate like a massage aspect to the scalp massage, neck, shoulders, and hands with steam conditioning treatments. And then you can add on like a luxurious blowout. And I love it because your blowout should last a good 3 to 4 days. Your scalp is so clean, it's detox, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for you to experience it.
And when you talk about detox, you use apple cider, like an apple cider product. And tell me why that's so important.
Apple cider is a natural detox. So it is in our shampoo. It's our first one. So we don't use any harsh chemicals on the hair. We try to go more of a natural detox.
Okay. And so when you talk about people who are interested, what is the experience like? And we have some video showing some of the experience, because it's really neat how your hair is getting steamed, right?
Yes, that's the conditioner with the steam treatment, just to really lock in those pores, really hydrate the hair. And then here you can see the massage therapist. We do have massage therapists that do wash and do the 75-minute platinum halos. And you can see they do tension release, and they do acupuncture where they really try to do pressure points to release that muscle band that's in your cranium that is under your scalp. And they can do all the perfect spots to like make you melt away. Half the people say that they fall asleep during the service.
Well, I mean, while I was getting it done, I wasn't falling asleep. I was like, whoa, this feels really good. Like, is it, you know, and you're just so relaxed. And I think those pressure points, it's like, you know, there's certain areas that you can do yourself. And I think that when you're super stressed out, you kind of do, you know, the one in the middle, the side, can you talk about some of the things that people can do at home when it comes to the pressure points?
Absolutely, especially if you have a partner where you could do it on one another. It helps a little bit. But there's like some pressure points right below the eyebrow, on the sides, and do everything in motions of 4 with slight pressure, and it just kind of helps. And then right in the back at the base of the skull, there's some really awesome tension pressure spots right in the back of there.
I've never heard it like explained that way. Awesome tension spots right here. Yes. And then also the hand.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite part.
What was going on there? I didn't even know my hand needed massage like that. But now when I massage my hand, like I feel less tension and anxiety.
Everyone works so much with their hands. Their hands are doing everything from on your phone to texting to driving to so when you do these pressure points in these certain areas, it actually can release headaches, it can release tension, it can decrease some anxiety. It just feels good, and it really helps. Your hands hold so much.
Yes. So and then I was just holding, I don't know what I was holding. First of all, when you have like a thing around your eyes, the eye mask, you don't really know what's happening.
I know.
Because like, I didn't know if it was hot stone or if it was like, you know, but I was holding on to it. It was just like so therapeutic. And I think that that's so important. When it comes to the clientele and the people that have come in, what's your feedback been? Obviously positive, but specific.
Definitely therapeutic, definitely relaxation. I remember this one customer came, said we needed a recovery room because he wasn't even ready to get up and go. He wanted to lay longer and he needed more time to get out of his such a relaxed state. So he was like, can we have a recovery room? I said, I'll think about it.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. And a lot of these products, like where do you get them from? Because that head spa, that part, that's not like something we've seen here.
No, it's not something we've seen here. It's like called a halo, and they are making tables differently now, kind of like versus the regular shampoo bowls that you sit up in. They are making them more lay down, which helps to rotate the head and massage a little bit more. So yes, they are for sale out there.
So is this like an international thing, or is it, okay, because I think I heard something in like a different language when I was...
Okay, buy them in a very
I didn't know we should have okay, I'm not trying to tell you where you buy them. I don't even know. What I was just saying was like, oh.
Yes, a very secret spot. We buy them.
But it's just great. It's great. And it's exclusive. That's why you need to go to you.
That's right. Come to us. We'll help you.
Come to you. Yes, you will help us. And that's what's important. It's like this, and like you saw in the video, it's this, this literal halo that goes around. And I think that that's so just the sound of even noise, you know, us being moms, I don't know if you use white noise, but okay. Now rain on tarp is our thing. Like that's what it's called, rain on tarp. And that's what it sounded like the whole time, right? Because it's like the trickling of the water. So it's just so nice. And I think that if all of us just took a second, took the time to be able to do this, that would be huge, because you have to do stuff with self-care, especially as a parent, right?
Absolutely. It just a little bit of you time, but I also incorporated it to where sometimes I want to take my kids with me. So they come and they go to Modern Halo with me, and they'll get little services, and they fall asleep, and I've left them sleeping and taking naps while I kept working, and yes, they love it. That'd
be great. My son's 9th birthday party at Modern Halo. Everybody's like, what?
Tell him to ask my son about it. My son will tell him all about it.
Oh my God, you should. That'd be a good, like, you know, thing to put on your Instagram. Like an 8-year-old say, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. And I'm so happy for you because your business is doing very well. Tell me about the franchising part.
Absolutely. So we actually had the flagship stores in Katy, and then we started a second store, Modern Halo. It's been open since Christmas time, and we are going to do a third location in the Tomball area. And I just feel like we have created such a successful concept. We have the systems in place, we have the leadership in place, and I want to inspire others that you can. If you're scared to start a business, don't be. Franchise. Let people guide you. Let people help you. And ownership, business ownership is for you. And I can help you. We can help you do that. And you could be super successful. And we want others to be encouraged to own their own business.
And what advice would you give people if they are kind of, you know, there's so many people that are now becoming entrepreneurs or thinking about it. What advice would you give them? Because it's scary out there because there's so much competition, or it's just, it is overwhelming.
Absolutely. Competition is in every field, though, even in home health. Like, I juggle, do I start my own home health? There's so many home healths out there. But at the end of the day, like, if you're true to who you are and you're true to the mission in place, clients will come, patients will come, and you can be successful. Don't let competition scare you. There's plenty of scalps out there for everybody.
And so when you talk about starting, like, the first step, how did you start? Did you seek advice? Did you look at other, you know, down to, for instance, like when I started my journey in looking into journalism world, I went to all the news stations and looked at the bios of the reporters at that time. So what is your kind of path?
Honestly, it's probably been my husband. He owns a lot of businesses, and he even owns Howdy Homemade Ice Cream.
Yes, which we featured. Yes, we love it.
Coming from an entrepreneurial spirit or being married to someone who's super entrepreneurial, it instills it in you. There's no other option. He's a motivator, he's a inspiration, and he constantly is like, you got this, you got this. So when you hear that and you're ready to start it, there's no reason not to do it.
It really is sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
So, you know, I have to ask tough questions. So, who's your favorite sister? I'm kidding.
A different one on different days. It depends who tells me, yes, let's do it.
I'm the reporter that asked the tough questions. I had to do that. All right, friends, we'll be back with Christina right after this break. All right, welcome back, friends. I am here with Christina, and she is the owner of Modern Halo, but she's also a fellow mom, fellow working mom, and so I'm so inspired by her, and she actually is in business with her two sisters. So we highlighted that before the break, and it's called Modern Halo. So if you want to rewind a little bit, you can see all about that. I wanted to talk, we talk about trending topics usually, and one thing, because it's right before spring break, people are nervous about flying. And I'll be flying, and I just wanted to get your take on this too, because in the wake of those deadly aircraft incidents, many Americans have developed anxiety or phobias around flying. According to the Cleveland Clinic, more than 25 million adults in the U.S. have developed a new fear of flying. But health experts say there's a way to overcome this fear, and it starts with educating yourself on the science behind flying. Doctors say knowing the facts can help provide reassurance. Experts also say identifying your triggers can help you establish coping mechanisms.
Some people might have more anxiety on takeoffs or landings when they experience turbulence. When we think of anxiety, I want to hide and protect, where I want to be curious instead. Why do we experience turbulence? What is that like when we take off or land?
Doctors say people with anxiety sometimes don't realize they're holding their breath, so focus on breathing can also help with avoiding panic attacks. And I thought this was perfect because we talked about pressure points and just doing all those. So is there anything that you do, or are you nervous about flying?
Honestly, there's been a lot happening, so I totally understand. I think that I'm distracting. Like I like to bring my books, I like to do crossword puzzles, I like to distract myself a little bit more.
Yes.
And I feel like that helps. Maybe good music or a show that we can watch.
Yes.
And that way the flight goes by quicker and I don't have to think about every bump and noise that the airplane's making.
And if you are traveling with children, there was a couple, I have to tell you, that had this like infant, I think they were like a very young couple, and they had this infant, and the infant was just chilling. It was just like totally fine. There was turbulence, he was totally fine. And the mom goes, yeah, I gave him extra Benadryl. Oh, like that's not okay. That is not recommended, folks. What you do is you bring extra snacks, you know, go ahead and maybe get the iPad out or whatever. That acupressure, those points, my husband, he is nervous about flying, and we are going to be flying soon. So doing all that, the back right there, what'd you call it?
Absolutely, underneath the skull, the base
underneath
of the skull.
Right here, the base of the skull. So I hope this helped you guys out. Thank you so much, Christina, for being here.
Of course,
and be sure to check out Modern Halo. Oh, there's a sister. Do you see that you're on? What did we do there? We exposed you. Thank you so much, friends. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends.
Thank you.
I love